if you don't like what's happening, do something about it. Find a way to do something. Write a plan. I'd jump up on top of the roof, and I'm afraid of heights. If somebody came to me with a proposal and said, hey, I want to do this and this is how I'm going to do it, I'm like, yes.
Welcome back to the Around the Districts podcast, where we bring conversations to you with the people shaping our communities, our districts, and the future of Arizona. I'm your host, Gabrielle Mazar.
I'm Nicole Brown.
And on today's episode, we are joined for episode 2 with Melissa Galarza. She is the Legislative District Chair of LD12 and the State Party Executive Board. Thank you for joining us again for the next episode. So we want to get right into it today.
So, Melissa.
Yes.
What would you say to somebody as an LD chair? Like, how do you reach across the districts and talk to other chairs and try to get them? Like, do they reach out to you? Do you reach out to them? Do you guys work together? How does that work?
Yes. So the LD is a legislative district, and we have like a communication channel. We use Slack, and we're able to communicate with all the different LD chairs across the state. And then sometimes I'll reach out to them if I hear something that they have done, and they'll reach out to me. So like I went to an LD8 meeting and I saw that they were doing this cool voter registration card. And I was like, a postcard. And I was like, oh, can I see that? So they're like, yeah, they send me the documents so that I can go ahead and create one for my legislative district to be able to use here. So we share things all the time. We team up with other districts. So our LD, we're very lucky. We do have 3 wonderful Democratic legislators. We need to work to get them reelected. But we also want to work to flip the whole entire legislation. We need to have a Democratic majority in the legislature, and we haven't had that for a very, very long time. So we team up with LD13, which is our sister district, we call it. We share the city of Chandler with them, and we team up and do a lot of events together. We share a lot of ideas. And it's really nice because it's not like it's my responsibility to help our LD to make sure we keep and maintain those seats, but we also have to help the other LDs, because if they don't flip, then our 3 legislators that we get elected here can't do anything.
Right.
For people that don't know, what is a legislative district and what do you elect into an LD? Like what people and what positions do you elect, and where do those people go? What is this?
Yeah. So we all know and are learning more and more about redistricting. So these lines are created
And gerrymandering.
And so we have redistricting committees and that they put together all these different lines, and it's very complicated. I cannot get into it. I don't know the whole.
It was redlining back in the day.
Back in the day, that's why we did this. And so they create all of these different precincts to legislative districts, to the counties, to the states and stuff. So in the legislative districts, you have executive board members like myself. I'm the chair of the legislative district. You have a first vice chair, a second vice chair, who are all volunteers. Let me remind you, we do not get paid for this job whatsoever. We do it because we love it and we care about democracy. But you have a legislative district that has an executive board, and then you have county parties who also have executive boards, and then you have state parties who have executive boards. So I'm the chair of the legislative district, and I also wear a second hat as the state party, the Arizona Democratic Party, as a vice chair. So I sit on 2 executive boards. So the state party works with the county parties mainly, and then your county party works with your legislative districts. But what I would love to see is that the legislative districts get to be part of the state party decisions.
And the legislative districts elect House representatives.
Yeah.
And the House representatives are the ones that go to Congress.
State legislator.
State
first,
legislators.
And then like our congressman is Greg Stanton,
Right.
For CD Congressional District 4, which is a little bit bigger than just LD12.
Yes.
And
I did forget about congressional.
Yeah,
I did. Oh,
there's a lot of parts to it, right?
CD4,
Yeah.
Which is what we're in, and we have one representative, Greg Stanton,
Right.
Who right now that's who our representative is. And so when you talk about the Arizona Democratic Party, that's the state party.
That is.
Yes.
You said you would like to see the districts, the LDs have a bigger role in the state party.
Yes.
Is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay, so what did you mean by that? Like what would you envision, or what would that look like?
So everything has to be done by bylaws, which then, again, that's your state committee members. So it starts with your PCs, who then get state committee member or precinct committee, PCs, precinct committee persons, who become SCMs, which are state committee members, and they're the ones that get to vote in. But it's requires a bylaw change for us. So we want, as LD chairs, to be a part of how we can help shape the state party. So we have to make a bylaw change to be able to have what's called a chair of councils, so that they will be able to sit on the executive board of the state party to be able to shape how we do things. Because I believe everything is grassroots. It starts here with your volunteers in your local. Your LDs do monthly meetings, events all the time. The state party meets 3 times a year. So, we want to be able to be a part of that. And right now, it is really the people that get elected every 2 years in January. And then we have what's called a chair of chairs for the county parties. So they get one person that can be on the executive board with us to be able to help shape the party.
Yeah. And I think that you said something really important that I'm going to say again, and that is all of them are volunteers except for the ADP chair.
Correct.
That person does get paid, but everybody else
Yes.
is non-paid. And so we take our time to be a part of this because, one, we feel strongly passionate about it, and it's something we love, and democracy is clearly on the line right now. And so to work with other LDs like you do with LD13, they have 3 people running for the state legislators legislation. And how is LD12, because we can't vote for those people, they're not on our ballot, but we can help get them elected. Can you talk about ways to do that?
Yeah. So we help them with things that have helped us, because LD12, the legislative district 12 that we are in, was not always blue. We had to take certain steps to be able to get them to be blue. And now we have been able to maintain that over the last few elections. So what we're doing is we're helping them with their strategic plan to get them to where we are at today. So they're doing that. They're running 3 candidates. We help them with their voter guides. We help them with text messaging. We help them with volunteers.
That's what I was
Anytime they have an event, we put it on our calendar. We let our people know, go and support them. Go to their events. We help them with fundraising. We do a joint fundraiser every election. Right before the election, we do what's called bottoms up, where we talk about the bottom of the ballot, which are your school boards, your propositions, your judges, that they don't get a lot of recognition. And we do a lot of combined events with them because they are still building their foundation where we have a lot of our foundation. So we do whatever we can to help them.
So it's like utilizing the things that you've done or your skill sets and giving that information to another LD to help.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And trying to get them on the same page or grow their members, grow their voter registration, things to that sort in that particular district.
Yeah, we share. So the LD8 voter guide or voter registration postcard that I had saw at their meeting, we created one. We shared it with LD13. We're helping them create their own.
Right.
So our volunteer who's on executive board, our secretary, she's helping them create their own, so that, again, nothing that we do is proprietary. I want to be able to share it because I want everybody in every legislative district across the state to be as successful as they can be. So whatever I can do to help them get there, I'm more than willing to help.
Do you find that the LDs struggle the most in the rural areas?
They do.
Why is that?
Everything's so spread out. So it's much like, for us, what's the max distance that somebody has to come to a meeting or event? Maybe 10, 15 minutes in our legislative district. In a rural area, they could travel up to an hour, possibly 2 hours to get, because they have to go around a mountain. Because again, when you do redistricting, they don't look at mountains.
Yeah.
They forget about the mountains and lakes and rivers.
Some of the districts are very, very big.
And so when you look at them on a map, it's really difficult. So making sure that they have resources like having virtual meetings, that they have somebody that can run their virtual meetings is really important. They also, it's harder for them to door knock. When we hit the houses here, we take 20 steps and we get at the next house. For them, they have to get in a car, drive to the next house. So it's a lot different. So we have to take into consideration every legislative district is going to be different. Every county is going to be different. And you have to make those changes. So being able to create postcards, lit drops, mailers, anything that would work for their area. But again, sharing that information so that they don't have to recreate the wheel every single time we have an election.
Right.
So
It's important that, like, so as a state committee member, we have to go, like, what is it, 3 times a year?
we do.
We to a meeting. And so sometimes it's in Phoenix, sometimes it's in Tucson, sometimes it's in Apache Junction, sometimes
Yuma.
it's in Yuma. And that's the same concept of in the legislative district. When you think about your members, and as people get older, they may not be able to come to an actual meeting, but because of maybe there's some health restrictions. But we also do Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
And that is, a lot of people can attend on Zoom. So there's a lot of ways that you can learn about your LD or get involved in the LD, because you don't have to come physically
Mm-hmm.
to a meeting. You can come or attend the meeting on Zoom. And I think it's important that people know that, because when we say newsletter, sign up to come.
Yep.
People feel like I can't make it, or they're working, or they have families, or they have to feed their kids, whatever the case may be. But they can attend via Zoom. I know in LD12 at least, and probably most of the LDs, correct?
Yes, most of the LDs do have a Zoom option. So or hybrid option. So either you can do your LD meetings in person or by Zoom or hybrid. So we do ours hybrid. We have an in-person and a Zoom option. Some districts are so spread out that they could only do theirs on Zoom because there might be only 3 people that could get together in person. So it makes sense for them to do that. A lot of LDs since 2020, where we were all stuck at home, have gotten into that Zoom. So it makes it much easier for you to get involved and get to hear speakers and know about what's coming up, So it's kind of nice. We do offer that hybrid option.
Yeah. Well, what would you say? Because I mean, just to kind of close that one, I think a lot of people want to get involved, but they're not always sure how to do that. But what would you say to somebody who feels frustrated by today's politics as a LD chair? What would you say to get them motivated to? Because we all get frustrated.
Well, one, limit how much news you watch. I've had to put limitations on how much news I watch. Then it's, if you don't like what's happening, do something about it. Find a way to do something. So if you're not happy with, let's say, how the LD is not doing in-person events, you're not doing enough in person, how am I supposed to get to know my neighbors? Do something about it. Write a plan. Put it together. An LD chair would probably be, I'd jump up on top of the roof, and I'm afraid of heights. If somebody came to me with a proposal and said, hey, I want to do this and this is how I'm going to do it, I'm like, what? Yes, please. What do you need? Money? I'll put it in my newsletter. I'll do every advertisement. But
By the way, I did do that with the podcast.
You did.
But I didn't have a plan until Gabby came along.
But if you don't like what is happening, do something. Make the change. Talk to people, because LD chairs are extremely busy. Like I
Spread
said,
thin.
I work full time, but I spend about 20 hours a week probably doing LD stuff, and I'm probably being generous with my hours. It's emails, it's phone calls. I'm on meetings probably 5 days a week, including weekends. So I have to juggle a lot of things, family, grandkids, travel. I base all of my vacations around elections. But yes, that's what I'm saying. Do something.
Well, how do you pour back into yourself, right? Like, because you have to fill your own cup in order to keep this going. And it's a lot working full time and
Hmm.
juggling this with your family and things like that. So, what do you do to personally to pour back into you so you
Yes.
can continue to give to the rest of us?
Um, we have started doing more setting time away. So when I am, for example, going on a Friday night date night with my husband or seeing the grandkids, my phone is on do not disturb. I will not do a meeting. Because I have to have that time. And so it's all about being present in the moment. So when I unfortunately have to plan some of these things out, so making sure. And then there are just times where it's like my family will always come first. So if
Right.
my family's first, and then the other thing is I have an amazing executive board team. My first vice chair, my second
Right.
vice chair, my treasurer, my secretary, my at-large board members, they are always willing to step in and take on whatever is needed. So I am able to, when I just don't have time to write emails, like I got 10 emails after anytime I send out a newsletter, I always get a lot of responses. How do I do this? What can I do this? So I'm thankful that I have people like Nicole who help me. Like, hey, Nicole, can you take this on? Yeah, no problem. I know it's taken care of. I don't have to micromanage. So that's what is important. And, that you have to have a team of people that you can rely on and you don't have to micromanage. And that's what I have. My
I
amazing, amazing executive board here in the Legislative District 12.
Yeah, shout out to Sherry Johnson
Yes, yes,
and
yes.
Susie
Oh,
and
yes.
AJ and everybody on the board because
Yeah.
it does take a team.
Yep.
effort.
Melanie running the
Melanie,
Zooms,
Melanie,
making
yeah,
sure people answering messages in chat, Susie making
yeah.
sure our calendars up to date, newsletters, AJ keeping us informed on social media. But again,
And he's organized a lot of Chandler events, which is
yes.
great.
And it also goes beyond that. Like I have people that I have Krista who helps with all of my social media.
This is great.
And I have Anne who helps with my watering hole Wednesdays and Julia who does Dems and Donuts and all of these amazing, amazing volunteers. I feel blessed and honored.
I think that goes back to, I kind of wanted to touch back on how, like, I think people get so discouraged about politics and politicians and money and all that. And I think it kind of goes back to, like, to not be discouraged because there are so many people in politics and behind the scenes, and nobody gets into politics thinking that they're going to have this big payday. Most people are in politics because they care about democracy and they care about, people and doing the right thing. Most people, and you just named off 20 just in your small circle. So we're talking how many precincts, how many districts, how many, state level, county level, like that's so many people that are all volunteers.
Yes.
So just to not be discouraged, like shut down the news and get involved, and you'll find this community of people
Hmm.
that's doing all the same thing and caring out about the same things and wanting to make a change
And
that
I
actually
think,
cares about your community
and not just for that reason, but like for your future generations,
for
right?
future
Because
generation.
you have granddaughters,
I
right?
do.
And there are a lot of rights being taken away from women.
Right.
That means you're gonna have more rights than your granddaughters,
Yes.
which is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Growing up, you had more rights than they will.
Yeah.
Yep.
The way things are going right now. And I just would say, start somewhere small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like just get involved.
Just going to a meeting.
Go to a meeting. Write a postcard because
Yeah.
that is important too. Like during the election, like it ramps up. We know that we get extremely busy
Mm-hmm.
around like the closer we get to the midterms or the general election, the more we meet as a board,
Yes.
the more we have to figure out like how do we help this person? What do these numbers look like? And it's about getting everybody elected. And I think people take for granted the LD chair and vice chair, first vice chair, because they do most of the work.
Yeah.
And I'm only saying that because I've had a bad seat and I can watch it. I'm like,
Thanks.
I
And
don't know.
people
I don't know if I
people
want to do
don't
that.
know.
Yeah.
People don't see or know how much work goes into it or
Right.
what's behind it. Probably because most people don't care.
Yeah, they don't care. But
But
a lot of people have opinions.
and a lot of people have opinions, but they don't know. They don't know what goes into all of the things to make the mechanics of all of it work.
Yes.
But so what are you most hopeful for going into the future of the district and the future of Arizona?
So I'm looking forward to this election. Let me tell you, I am hopeful that we are going to be able to flip the legislature, that we are going to have a Democratic majority here in
That'd be
Arizona,
so great. Let's do
and
this.
that I'm able for the first time to give support to the 3 legislators that I have. But more importantly, I want to be able to make the changes that are needed for Arizonans. Our local politics is going to make the difference. That's the stuff that's going to change your table. What you put on your table and all of that,
Mhm.
and shape the future of our children, our education. I mean, there's just so many, but I'm hopeful that we are going to flip the legislature and have a Democratic majority, and it's going to be great for Arizona.
I think if anybody can do it, you can.
Yeah. And Arizona has been in the spotlight from the last election.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And as we turned purple, since I've started living here, and I think it's important that people realize, like you said earlier, and I'm going to say it again, local politics matter.
Yes.
Voting up and down the ballot, all the way down the ballot. Don't forget, school board is one of the most important elections that anybody could ever run for and be a part of and
Yeah.
win. And if it's not important, people wouldn't want to ban books.
Right.
You have to think
People
about why people
People
want to
wouldn't
take
want to
away
suppress
rights.
your vote.
Yeah.
People wouldn't want to ban books. People wouldn't want to do all the things that they're doing if they didn't want.
Yeah, so it
your vote
all
to count.
matters because who we vote now may go to Washington, and then we can get rid of what we got today.
That's right.
Sorry,
Yes.
but that's
Yeah.
the truth. Like, it's crazy.
That's right.
So
Melissa, thank you so much for coming on the show. We really appreciate all of your input, everything you do for our district, for other districts around the state of Arizona. It really does make a huge difference. And you do so much work. We know that.
yeah, we know that.
I know there's a
Thank
lot
you.
of people that do know that as well. And we really appreciate what you do. So thank you.
Thanks for having me.
You're very, very welcome. If you want more information about your district, again, you can go to Be Ballot Ready and you can find your district, get more involved, go to meetings, send out postcards, go door knocking, help sign petitions, do all the things. All you have to do is start getting involved. Melissa Galarza here with LD12. We really appreciate her coming on the show. This has been Around the Districts podcast, and you can like, share, follow, do all the things, and we will see you on the next episode.